Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica, and today I am going to be talking about the Crayola Colors of the World pencils. This is a skin tone that was recently released by Crayola, and it's got all of these lovely colors, and I am going to try to color a few different pictures with it and see how it goes. I do like Crayola pencils. I don't usually color skin with them, but that kind of was because they didn't have exactly the right tones for me before, so I'm excited to try these out. So let's get started. Okay, really quickly, I do want to talk a little bit about the pencils. Here is the swatch that I made, and you can tell it goes from a very, very light color that you can't hardly see on this paper all the way to a very dark color. They're divided into 3 color groups. So there's from this light to the dark, this is all the almond tones. Starting here, running to here is all of the golden tones, and then starting here down to here are all the rose tones. So it goes from the extra light almond to the deepest almond, very light golden to extra deep golden, very light rose to extra deep rose. All of the colors do have the name on the barrel, slightly engraved, and it's also in 2 other languages. They feel just like a normal Crayola pencil to me, especially when I was swatching them. They're a hard pencil, they're a budget pencil, but I love that they have all of these tones available now. I wanted to talk about price. So on Amazon, I saw these for $9.99. But then I thought I'd check a couple other places to see if I could find them a little bit cheaper. And I found prices ranging from $3.97 at Walmart to $6.99 at Michael's. And I also found them at Staples, which is an office supply store, so I wouldn't have thought to go look there for $4.99. So if you do a little bit of shopping, you can get them at a decent price. Okay, so I'm going to move you in closer and we'll get started coloring some skin. All right, so I do have some pencils picked out for this lovely picture. I should probably say that this is from Floral Fairies from Dover Coloring, and the artist is Carol Craig. This is really reminiscent to me of the new Coloring Heaven that came out. I think it's Nouveau Fairies, Nouveau Fairies, and that one was by, I want to say Herb Leonard, but I'm not 100% positive. Anyway, so I got this book. This is a lovely Dover book. It is double-sided, but the images are so pretty, as you can see here. So I picked out a few colors. I'm going to start with a couple of the almond tones. What is the other one? This one. Okay, so these are the tones that I've chosen, and I've got the extra light almond, the light almond, medium almond, and medium deep medium deep almond. And I'm actually going to use this extra light almond as a blender more than an actual color. So I'm going to start with the light almond and see how it works on this paper. Now this paper is, it's a better quality than some of the other Dover, than like a Create Space paper. Dover paper tends to be pretty good paper. It's not like, the same quality that you would find in like Johanna Basford or anything like that, but it's still decent paper. And right now I'm just putting in a light layer kind of all over because it is such a light color that I kind of want to have a base to work on and see how it goes from there. So, okay, there's that one. And now I've got my medium almond. And I am, you know, skin tones I'm okay at. I'm far from you know, a professional artist when it comes to this stuff. I didn't go to school. I just kind of do what feels right, if that makes sense. Right here I'm going to add a little bit where the nose might be. And then again, kind of coming down. I don't know how much actual shading I'll be able to get on here before the pencils decide that they don't want to blend anymore too. Crayolas tend to be okay with that, but you just have to be really careful about how much pressure you put in. Okay. Let's go in with the medium deep almond and see. I'm getting a really big glare because my light is super bright. I'm going to tone that down just a little bit. Sorry for this. Hang on just a sec. It's a little bit better, but I still, because of the way these pencils are, it's kind of reflecting that color back. So I can't really see what I'm coloring. It's hard to add any details when the image is so small, but I'm able to get a little bit in here. I pushed a little too hard there. Always have your eraser on hand. It's always okay to erase, especially when dealing with skin. And this is supposed to be my dark color, so I don't want to get too heavy-handed with this color. Come in a little bit on the forehead there, underneath the flowers. I would typically add in some kind of blue tone or a purple tone for the shadows, just to kind of help deepen that up, which I might actually run and get one of those tones here in a second. Okay, I'm going to go back to the medium almond and kind of color out from where the deep, that darker color was. And I, again, with the skin tones, I'm not the greatest with figuring out where like light sources and stuff are. So I just kind of estimate or guesstimate, I guess would be a better term. So if the sun or if the light was coming from like this direction, this side would be more in, it would have more highlights, more, it would be a lighter tone, and this side's going to be a little bit darker. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to aim for. That part of her forehead would kind of be more open. And then along her hairline here would be kind of dark. So I'm going to add a little bit more pressure in there with that. And then this ear would probably be pretty dark. I'm going to add in a little bit more of this medium deep almond on this side. And then right where all the shadows would be. Okay, I'm going to come in again with the light almond and kind of blend out from there a little bit. See how I like that. So this part of her, right underneath her eyebrow, would be a little highlighted. This part of her face on this side. This whole side is going to be in shadow, so we're going to just kind of blend all that together. And then I'm going to go in with the extra light almond and see if I can smooth that out even more. Okay, so she's looking a little flat to me. And again, that might be because I don't have any of the other colors, like the darker shadows in there. I'm going to go grab a couple of other Crayola pencils and see if I can fix that a little bit, and then I'm also going to give her some blush. So I will be right back. Okay, I grabbed, so this is the medium deep rose, and this is from the skin tone set. I'm going to try that here on the tips of the ears. And that adds a little bit of pink, but it's not quite enough. So this would be more for like a pink skin tone. So like a peaches and cream kind of skin tone. You can tell that it's adding just a little bit, but it's pretty good for the lips, actually. I like to add a little bit more pink, so I grabbed my actual just pink from the Crayola set. I'm going to add a little bit of pink to the tips of her ears. And through all of this, I am using a pretty light pressure. Once you push too hard with these pencils, especially any kind of budget pencil, you kind of get rid of your layering capability. And a lot of the times if you hold the pencil farther back, that will force you to use a lighter pressure. But now you can kind of see she's got a better blush in there, more pink. I'm going to put that on her lips as well. Okay, I'm going to go back to the medium almond. I think her ears are looking pretty good. Her face is still giving me some issues here. So I'm going to blend out again with this medium almond, just where all my darkest areas are. And then I'm going to come in with the, this is Purple Heart from the Crayola. I think this is the 100 set, possibly. If that's a set, I think that's a set. So I'm going to use this Purple Heart, and it's kind of a smoky purple. And wherever there would be the darkest shadows, I'm going to use this purple color just right along wherever those shadows might be. So you're going to have a lot of shadow in here and along her nose here. Along the hairline. Underneath her nose. And that little, I don't know what that's called on the dip in the lip there. A little bit underneath her lip, where these fingers are overlapping her chin here. Along the very edge of her face. And then also along this hairline. And this one's going to be a little bit, I am coloring a little bit darker and moving out a little bit from that hairline because that hair is creating a little bit more shadow if we're thinking that the light is coming from this way. And I would always add a little bit in here too because this area is always a little darker around the eyes. Okay, so that adds a nice depth there. Oh, on the ear. I forgot about this side over here. This side's going to be in shadow pretty extensively. So I'm going to color that pretty dark. One of the reasons that I use the purple is because it creates, it's like a color theory thing, I guess. It just creates a really darker shade without making it look dirty or muted or anything like that. I'm just going back and forth between the medium deep almond and that purple color now. And I'm going over wherever I had added that purple, I'm going over top of it with that medium deep almond. I do want to add a little bit out from the edge of her forehead here. A lot of the times there's like this highlight above the brow bone as well. So you can you come out from the side of the forehead a little bit. Let's see, what do I think of that? I'm going to go back to my light almond and blend again. I'm just kind of blending everything together. I think I'm liking how that's looking. I need to get more color on her chin here. Underneath her nose. I'm going to try to lighten that up a little bit if I can, because you don't want it to look like she's got a mustache. You just want it to look like a shadow. time on her ears, just to kind of blend everything out. I don't know that I added enough purple right here where her hair would overlap, and then where the ridge of her ear overlaps. Okay, blend all that out. All right, and that's just the face, but I think it looks all right. Let's add, I do have all of my Crayolas down here now, so we could just add a light layer for her hair really quick, just to kind of see what it will look like with hair. 'Cause sometimes skin tone has a tendency to just look weird without any color on it. So I'm going to use, well, let me find my pencil. Hang on just a second. Yeah. I'm going to use this copper color and just do a light color on her hair. I'm going to have her have brown hair. She already looks better. Let's just do really quick she's gonna have like reddish brown hair, so I'm gonna go with the cocoa color, which I'm gonna have to sharpen a little bit. Hang on just a sec. Okay, I got that sharpened, and now I'm just gonna come in with the cocoa from where the shadows are and just flick that color out into her hair. Go back over with the copper. Nope, that's not the copper. That's the copper. A little bit more with the cocoa again. Crayolas again are because they're a budget pencil, layering is key to get the amount of color saturation that you want. And still sometimes they end up being a little lighter than you had planned, but that's okay. All right. Well, I'm hoping that that is not completely too shiny for you guys. I think she looks okay. I'd like to get actually a little bit more blush into her cheeks. So let's see if we can do that really quick. I'm going to add just some more pink in here. little bit more. I'm gonna have to use a darker color, I think, for her lips. So let's go to, let's see, let's do, what is this one? Sorry, let's do the ruby red here. There we go. That adds a good amount. I'm gonna actually add very lightly some of this ruby red on her cheeks too. There, I like that much better. Much better. Yeah, so I think what I'll do really quick is I will color the rest of her skin off camera. I would be doing the same thing going along where all of the shadows are, and then using those few colors. So again, I'll go through those colors that I will be using. So I've got the extra light almond, the light almond, the medium almond, medium deep rose, that was a little bit for her cheeks, the medium deep almond, and the purple heart for the dark shadows. So I'm going to go off camera and do that, and then I will be right back with you to show you how that looks. Okay, so here she is. Skin's all done. I went ahead and added a little dress. I did not do her flower crown yet, but this whole page is going to be really, really cute when it's finished. But I did add, so I did stick with the main colors. So let me show you again which colors I used. I used the extra light almond, the light almond, medium deep almond, and then I did come in with some of the deep almond as well. And then for the shadows, I used this purple heart Crayola. Was I showing you those on the actual camera? Sorry, let's try that again. So these are the main colors that I used. And then I also came in with a little bit of this Unmellow Yellow, which is a very pale yellow from the Crayola set. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but there's some highlighted areas like in the middle of her leg here, right here on her leg, a little bit on her shoulder and her hand, and then a little bit right in the center of her face, where I've added a little bit of that yellow tone, and that kind of creates that highlight from the light that would be coming in this way. I did add a little bit of pink on her knees and on her shoulders. I added a little bit of the medium deep rose for her fingernails, and then added some yellow tones in for her eyeshadow. But I think she turned out pretty cute, and I'm excited to do the rest of this page. So I do want to color a couple more skin tones using this set. This is one of the other pages in this book where I think it would be a really good page for a darker skin tone, and the orange will look, these orange tiger lilies will just look beautiful with a darker skin tone. And then I do have another page picked out in a Hannah Carlzon book that I want to try these pencils in because the paper is different. So I'm going to slide this one in here. This is the other page that I would like to try. This skin tone, I would like it to be a little bit more tan than this one. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is splitting this up into a couple different videos, and yeah, and then hopefully this will kind of maybe be like a little series. So this would be a lighter skin tone. She's a little tan, but yeah, so this would kind of be like my skin tone, I guess. And then maybe I can do a really light one, the darker skin tone, and then maybe a tan, nice golden tan skin tone in there too. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching today. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.